What's up, Reapers? My name's Scythe, and this is probably going to end up being a quick, short video, but I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was absolutely awesome. So I ended up starting, well, I've just been progressing in the main quest on the closed beta version of MapleStory, right? And suddenly this robot was hanging out outside, and I thought it was going to end up being a boss that was going to attack me, but nope! We get to actually control this giant thing. Like, seriously, how cool is that? And it's got all of its own unique abilities as well, and we're gonna be fighting, like, all sorts of enemies. Like, how beautiful is this game that it has, like, so many different, like, crazy abilities and stuff. Like, look at this thing, man. Let's start destroying and wrecking some face. Yes! I love it! It's beautiful, man! We got a ram ability. Oh, man! I feel so overpowered. The quests in this game are spectacular, dude. Like, for an MMO, it just has, like, such a great variety. You know, like, they really just did, like, an amazing job with this game. And on top of that, just this in general. Like, this is so cool, man. I absolutely love it. Yes! I will pew you to death. It's beautiful. Bam! Too bad you can't actually use this mech like in other raids or just the game in general, right? That'd be so cool. Oh man, I'm not used to his abilities. I see. So we got a left and a right attack, and then yeah. Okay. You guys are going down with my spin attack of death. It's beautiful. But I'm pretty sure this is just a quick little side thing. It's not like some mega crazy mission that we're going to end up, like, I don't know if we're going to end up ever using this thing again, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? It'd be really, really awesome if they reused it, but that's another thing that I think is actually very superbly done about this game, is the fact that they don't replay, like, they don't reuse a lot of events, you know? Because that's something that most game developers, I think, end up suffering from, is that, like, you know, reusing too many things over and over again. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, even though it's not really the same as this game in any way, shape, or form, but that's a prime example where almost every single one of the story missions manages to be something different and unique, and they end up adding unique gameplay aspects simply for one or two different quests. Whereas in this game, you know, it's kind of doing the same thing, where I wouldn't be surprised if we never end up seeing this mech being used ever again. Ooh, we got a fat, beautiful boss too. Go back to Overwatch, man. I'm going to destroy your face. But I'm having such a blast with this, guys. Like, seriously, I really can't wait for this game to end up actually coming out. What was that? I could do something on him. Hold on. Oh, I see. We could normally hold on to raid bosses if we were on foot. That's what would end up happening there. Oh my gosh. Is it because our mech can be destroyed or something? Is that why? Oh boy, we absolutely destroyed him really, really quick now, didn't we? Several hours later. Did our mech run out of juice? Watch out in front. What are they doing? Are they repairing everything? Stop whining. I like these guys. Normally, I've been skipping all of the cutscenes. Oh, the damage to the city isn't minimal, but we suffered no casualties. Something or rather. Okay, I want the mech though. I want to be able to use that thing more. Who were they, and why were they targeting Kerning City? I honestly don't really care. I just want to be able to use that mech again. What's with this cutscene? What's going on? Is he going to say that I'm gonna get to keep it? The Mark 52 is scrap for now. Okay, so they will have us repeat this quest. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, who cares about any of that cutscene? It's going way too slow for me. But very, very awesome game, dude. Like, seriously, the amount of variation that they have in all of this stuff is just crazy, right? So I wanted to kind of show you guys a sneak peek at some of the other cool things of this game. If we end up going to the outfits and I equip this, you can take a peek, and I've actually made a lot of custom stuff. It's really cool that you actually have this amount of customization, which I'll have proper tutorials on everything coming out over the following days, kind of explaining and showing off, like, oh, here's how you do this, here's how you do this. But I just thought that this mech thing was just so beautiful that I really wanted to show it off, dude. Like, it's just so crazy cool. Number one, man. Like, this, I love this game. What can I say? So let's do a couple more quests just for kicks. Because why not? Or should we? I don't know. I guess this is the other thing too about MapleStory is get ready to be annoyed. This is what's going to end up happening in this game a lot. Like, I'm going to be using this guy all over the place. But there's also guilds as well. I want to give you guys a heads up that you can only end up having a certain limited amount of members, though, depending on the rank of the guild. But the guilds are pretty cool because they actually have like a guild hall. So let's actually hop over to that. And then people can end up donating towards the guild, and then you can level the guild up, etc., etc. They got really, really cool things. But also that level of customization is intense in this game, dude. Like, seriously, look at that. Isn't that so cool? The amount of things that you can end up actually changing in this game is just insane. And the fact that you can end up just doing it so quick and easy, you know, like just to give you a quick little example, all you do is click this icon right here. Let's say that we want to make a shirt. Okay, here's the shirt. We can just load up a different template, which, I mean, obviously none of these are going to end up working because they don't end up working with the shirt template, but then you just create new, and then here's your shirt template. You can end up just changing anything that you want with it. I don't even know what this is, but let's just save it as is. And you can see, there you go, bada bing, bada boom, you've already got your custom drawing on it. So you can end up using Photoshop or whatever other custom, you know, graphics you want. I've kind of made like a couple things, as you saw, just kind of messing around with some stuff. We got a Posh Tato helmet as well, which is absolutely disgusting. Like, seriously, it's horrifying. I also ended up getting a different Scythe Plays shirt. So this is just kind of a normal, like, shirt with my logo on it, and you can expect me to end up doing all this stuff when the server ends up going live. And then I just put Scythe Plays on the sword, which is from my most recent shirt. So it's really cool, like, especially for somebody like me that's coming from Trove, where they've got such a very bulky process of accepting modded items into the game. And I've always thought they should really be investing their time into something that MapleStory clearly invested a lot of time into, where all they ended up doing was just focusing all of their time on making it so that players can end up customizing all this stuff as quickly and easily as possible. And because of it, we get to see the fruits of those rewards. You know, like, it's like every player can end up making their own custom stuff, which obviously some stuff is going to be nasty and get past the filter, but you can just report those people and then they'll actually go to an in-game jail and everything like that. And it's really cool. So what should we end up doing for the rest of the video? I guess, you know what? Let's do a raid. I want to do one last little raid for you guys, just to show you kind of a bit more of the variation of the different quests. So you can end up doing these with people. Somebody's doing the dock. You can end up doing these with people. Let's see if I can enter with the party. No, it seems like one of the other guys is in one of the dungeons. But they got, like, the loot is really cool. You can end up doing, what was it? Let me bring up the raid menu. You can end up doing 30 quests a day. Maybe that's a day, or maybe it's just, like, is this a daily quest? Oh, 30 weekly quests, 10 daily. I see. So that's the only amount of rewards that you can end up getting from a dungeon, is by completing it 10 different times. And then if we take a peek at this, you can see we've got some pretty cool things where you can outright end up getting this weird hat, which is just going to end up being a vanity item, or you can end up getting a fragment, which is 20 pieces of this will end up making the hat, which in this dungeon, we've got this Phoenix helmet, so 20 fragments as well to end up making that hat. And generally, I just think that it's really, really cool that this game seems to have so much going right for it already. You know, like, it's very, very well done. So let's get ourselves properly equipped here. I think we're doing A-okay. I'm obviously using a controller. This is native controller support, by the way. Like, very, very cool that they ended up doing this. It's not as good as my controls that I was using with X-Patter, but it's good enough. Like, I'll settle for it. You know, they ended up making it work out pretty okay. So I can't really complain. There are no objects to lift. Yes, there's an object right in front of my face, actually. Why can I not actually lift this thing? Do I have to be in combat or something? I don't know. Well, anyways, normally what you're supposed to be able to do with that thing... Oh, that's why. The lag is just destroying me. Okay, well, can we pick it up now? Yeah, there we go. So this quest is about clearing the plants. So we're going to be using a flamethrower here, which is going to end up doing insane amounts of damage, even over our basic attack. At least, you know, maybe it won't end up being that great when we've got our character a lot stronger. But for right now, it's pretty cool that we actually have this, you know, different types of weapons and stuff like that that are specific to the quest line. I just think that that's, like, so cool that they really, I can't emphasize enough that they ended up really going the extra mile with this game. Like, they really clearly tried to make it interesting. And then every hour you're going to end up getting events that you can end up choosing from, either PvP or 2 different random gaming events where you can end up having fun competing against other players. And they're actually very quick, very addictive. And the games themselves, like the mini games, are like it's like very, I don't know, kind of gets your heart racing, man, because they're very competitive in that, you know, you can end up like blocking people off if you're in the middle of a race mini game, or if you're doing there's a dancing mini game where you have to, it's kind of like hot potato or something like that, where you're trying to get a specific amount of people to stand on a specific block, and you can end up like, if you end up getting to the block quicker than everybody else, and then you end up having enough people, you can end up putting a barrier wall up that's going to shield everybody else from getting onto that block, because if you have too many people standing on it, you know, you're going to end up being disqualified. But I'm just trying to put into perspective the fact that there's so much different fun things that you can end up doing in this game that I love it, man. Like, seriously, I've barely even played this game. Well, I guess I did already on the Korean server, but I'm so happy that it ended up actually coming out on the English server, because I've been waiting for this game for a very, very long time, like years, in fact. When I was playing this game a long time ago on the Korean server, you can actually see my early videos. It was in 2016, and apparently this game already ended up coming out in 2015 for Korea. So hopefully, there's no release date yet. Even with the closed beta, I'm really hoping that after the closed beta ends up finishing, we're going to end up getting an announcement, hopefully about the open beta, or even just about like a full release or something. Really fingers crossed, hoping that it's going to be later this year, because again, this game's already been released in Korea for such an absurd amount of time that there's no real excuse for them to drag it out, you know, unless they're going to end up launching on console. Maybe they will, with the fact that controller support ends up working, but I wouldn't hold my breath for it, because console gaming is not really something that Nexon really bothers with. So there we go, we completed the raid. Oh man, I like the character. He looks cool, doesn't he? Like, even if I do say so. And the cool thing too, guys, is that when this all ends up going live, like on the closed beta, everything's gonna be reset. But I'm still going to keep these templates, and when we end up getting to the live server, all of the custom clothing and items that you end up making will immediately be purchasable by other players. So I can end up making like an official Scythe outfit and, you know, Scythe merch in the game that you guys could possibly end up buying, that'll end up giving me a percentage of the cash up currency, which is really cool that it kind of like all ends up working within the game's own parameters, rather than having to be a whole bunch of separate things. You know, like Roblox is a good example, where if you want to have Roblox merch, you gotta kind of know what you're doing. Whereas in this game, it's just as accessible to end up making custom clothes as it is to end up just playing the game in general. Anyways, folks, I don't want to rant too much more than I have to in either case. Thanks for watching. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. And if you want to support me, you can always sponsor my YouTube channel or check links in the description for my merch store, as well as Gawkbox, which is a way you can donate to me for free. So I don't want to stay up, everybody.